Bonjour, and welcome to Cafe with Grace. Nancy Flaherty, founder of Hidden Gems with Grace, has discovered the secrets to shopping in new places like a local, and she's ready to share them with you. She's explored side streets and back rooms to discover the perfect boutique, offering you that item that you will always treasure, your very own hidden gem. She's at the table, eager to tell you about her latest treasure. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of champagne, and let's hear what she has to say.
Hey, it's Nancy from Hidden Gems with Grace, and I just spent 3 days shopping in Dallas. I'd love to tell you all about it, so come along with me to Cafe with Grace while I tell you about shopping in Dallas like a Parisian. So because we can't get to Paris right now, I am trying to find other ways to bring Paris to you, my readers and customers. And I've done quite a few wonderful, exciting trips here in the Atlanta area where we shop local like a Parisian, cafes and lingerie shops and fragrance bars, and of course, ending the day with a bottle of champagne. We've had so much fun that I thought I would expand to another city here in the U.S. And Dallas has been on my mind quite a bit lately because I have some amazing connections there that I want to share with you. We got on our airplane, of course. Delta was quite lovely, and I felt very secure with their cleanliness. It wasn't at all the mad dash to throw your luggage up in the bins per usual Delta flying. It was actually quite a nice experience to fly Delta this time, as opposed to non-COVID times when it's just a jam-packed full airplane. Anyway, we got on our Delta flight quite early, I guess 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. It was early because we had to wake up so early, but we wanted to get a head start in the city on our first day. We landed at about 10 and then took an Uber. We flew into Love Field, took an Uber over to our hotel, which was about 10 minutes away. It was probably one of the most pleasant commutes from airport to hotel that I've ever had. And on a Thursday morning, it wasn't that crowded on the streets. We stayed at the Hilton. There's a Hilton Curio called the Highland. It's all around Highland Park in Dallas is where we spent our days shopping. But we stayed at the Highland by Curio, and they were so nice to us. I had called the night before to say we were coming in early, and if possible, could we check in or at least drop our bags in one of the rooms, and they had all 3 rooms ready for us. So we got up to our rooms, freshened up, and then got back in an Uber and went to our first destination, which was Tootsie's. I am a huge fan of Tootsie's here in Atlanta, and to experience another Tootsie's was a dream come true. Unfortunately, the Tootsie's in Dallas had some water damage because of the snowstorms of January 2021. So they were in a temporary location, and even though the store itself wasn't the beautiful Tootsie's that I imagined, the staff and the welcome that we got from them was just so wonderful. I tried on a couple of pair of my very favorite mother jeans and ended up buying a pair in a rusty tan beige color that I think are going to be perfect for spring. So Tootsie's was such an amazing place, and we had so much fun just trying on clothes and shopping like girlfriends usually do. Then after Tootsie's, we went to lunch at the Park House. Our wonderful friends at Dior took us to lunch at the Park House, and what we thought was really funny was I received a text message from our host, Jake, saying, did you want champagne? Did you think champagne would be appropriate for the ladies while we have lunch? And I said, oh my goodness, yes. What a question. Of course, champagne is always appropriate. It doesn't matter. So we enjoyed some nice champagne. The park house is such a beautiful experience. We sat outside on the terrace and shared a good long lunch and lots of laughs. Then, of course, we went to Dior and spent some time in the Dior shop just looking around and enjoying the different displays and the different things that the Dior Dallas has. So it was just a beautiful experience to begin our afternoon. Then we went over to Alice and Olivia, which, while we do have an Alice and Olivia here in Atlanta, the shop in Highland Park Village had a pop-up shop in it, which had an amazing earring collection by two girls who make who have these beaded earrings that they have handmade for them in India, and they are adorable little figurines like chips and salsa or a margarita and lime, and quite appropriate for the Texas atmosphere. We thought they were so cute, and of course it went so well with the Alice and Olivia theme. Dos Femmes is the name of the brand, and I'll put a link in the notes here. So Alice and Olivia was amazing. Then after Alice and Olivia, we went to Veronica Beard. There was a Love's Shack Fancy pop-up. Actually, it's probably a permanent store, I believe, but she's a fellow Instagram influencer, and her aesthetic is all Laura Ashley and mother-daughter and florals and just some really beautiful pieces in there. We also found a pair of pink cowgirl boots with white heart cutouts that we said, well, are these for sale? How do we get these? I think they were display. But how perfect, pink cowgirl boots for Texas. Speaking of, after shopping around Highland Park Village, we went back to the hotel and prepared for dinner. We had dinner at Shinsei, and it was a Japanese restaurant. It was really good food, some wonderful lychee martinis, but of course I have a pair of pink cowgirl boots, those Chloe boots, the buckles. I wore those with my white jeans and a pink sparkly topper. So I was definitely feeling the vibes of Texas. Our first day was just amazing, and we shopped till we dropped, brought home many bags, had bags shipped home. That's the nice thing. I usually pack a tiny little carry-on case, but I don't have room for a lot of purchases. So at this particular trip, I had zero extra room, and I knew, being in Dallas, many of the stores could just ship things back to me. So I took advantage of that. Day one in Dallas was so much fun, and the weather couldn't have been more perfect. Day two, we woke up and grabbed our coffee at the concierge and went to meet up with a really cool girl. Her name is Jen Hill of Jen Zen Bath and Beauty Products. Jen has created a line of bath oils and facial oils and body scrub that is all organic, and her clean. It is up to the clean standards of beauty products, and she is adorable. And we met with her at a boutique where she sells her product, Breathe Meditation and Wellness. Well, we walked into the front door, and the boutique part was just so beautiful, black and gold and woods and greens, and just really, really spoke to things that I thought were just beautiful at this point. And Jen was there. She couldn't have been more lovely. She introduced us to the owner, who is also Jen, and then gave us a tour of Breathe Meditation and Wellness. And they had a couple of meditation rooms. They had a salt room. They had a crystal room. Really something that I wish we had made time to really experience as opposed to just a tour. I think when I go back with my next tour, we're going to make time for individual opportunities to visit Breathe Meditation, because it was such a peaceful place. So we did a little shopping in the boutique, brought a little Zen Gen home with us, and then we went back over to Highland Park Village because as much as we shopped yesterday, the day before, we did not nearly have enough time to get to every shop. And quite frankly, I still didn't get to every shop. I just found out there's a Loro Piana shop there as well. But we went back to Highland Park Village for a coffee, and then Jen took us upstairs to a boutique called the Conservatory. And now the Conservatory is very Barney's, very trendy but not fad-ish, and they had some really amazing lines. They carried La Bouche Rouge. I bought 2 more fillers for my La Bouche Rouge lipstick case. I'm so excited to find those. And we just shopped around. They have Gabriella Hearst. They have so many different brands. It feels like a place where the Row would be perfect for. And we found out that the owner of the Conservatory was also the owner of the famous 4510 in Dallas. So, of course, that made sense. This was just a really cool place. Candles and home goods and clothes and jewelry and body products. So it was a really cool place. Then we hopped in our car for our appointment at the Dallas Galleria with the amazing Ken Weber. Stay tuned for podcasts with Ken Weber, probably next week if I can get Ken on the line. He's so busy. But Ken Weber is the exhibitor at Dallas Galleria for the fashion presentation She's Got the Look. It was an incredible 80s exhibit, 2 huge rooms full of clothes and paraphernalia, jewelry, memorabilia from the 80s. And actually a lot of it was for sale. Ken is the owner of Vintage Martini, or Martini Resale is what he calls it now. But Ken has got some amazing 80s pieces, and he took us on a personal tour through room 1 and room 2 of this just fun exhibit with MTV music blaring in the background and Tony and Guy hairstyles and dynasty costumes, and just so much fun to relive the 80s for me. And I wore that. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh God, oh goodness, look at that. Oh wait, you don't have those? Oh, I had those. It was a really fun exhibit. And I think if you go on at FGI Dallas is the Fashion Group International Dallas Instagram, and I think they do a little talk on their IGTV, so you can check that out. But Ken was amazing. We spent way too much time in the exhibit and looking at things, and then we went to lunch. We went to lunch at this lovely little French bistro and had a little more champagne, and then of course from lunch we went to Vintage Martini to do some shopping and had a ball trying on things. I had bought previously over the internet, bought a pink Alexander McQueen suit, blazer and pants suit, and I was wearing that, and it was just so much fun to bring it back to the shop and actually be wearing something that I bought from them. And of course shopped some more and found a lace coat dress from Dolce & Gabbana, the D&G line, and I thought that would be a great topper for white jeans and a t-shirt. Of course, everything goes with jeans and a t-shirt. Then we just tried on a bunch of so many different dresses and coats and jackets and shoes, and looked at handbags. There were some amazing Chanel handbags that were true vintage, maybe from the 80s, that we thought very carefully about. Did we really need this handbag? Well, of course we didn't need a new handbag, but needs versus wants, people, come on. But Vintage Martini was so much fun to shop in, and we missed our appointment with Ann Mashburn, and I'm so disappointed that we never got back over to the Highland Park Village shops, because again, we just never hit as half of the shops, I guess. But then we went to dinner at Bistro 31, which is, again, maybe a French restaurant similar to Le Bilboquet here in Atlanta. It just felt very trendy and fun. They had outdoor tables, and our waiter had a fellow waiter who was an opera singer and sang Happy Birthday operatically to maybe 5 or 6 tables there. We almost wanted to pretend it was one of our birthdays. But the dinner at Bistro 31 was amazing. And then the next morning we had to fly back home. So we had to pack up all our things and get back home. We did try to coordinate some sort of store visit at 8 a.m., but day 3 had to be packing and flying home because nothing was open. Now, maybe going forward for our next visit, we feel we probably could have stayed that 3rd day and done some more shopping, or there were quite a few other boutiques that we didn't even get to, and areas in the Highland Park area of Dallas that we didn't get to. So we will hopefully be back. I'm thinking about putting together another trip for the end of May. So all you people out there who have no idea what to get your mother for Mother's Day, get her a trip with me. Come find the hidden gems of Dallas with Grace in Paris. So that's our trip to Dallas. I hope you enjoyed my little recap. You can read more about it. I put links into my blog post about 3 days in Dallas. So if there's anything you'd like more information about, please send me a message and I can connect you. If you're in Dallas, connect with me. I would love to meet up with you the next time I'm in Dallas. One of my favorite things to do is have coffee or cocktails. And hopefully next week I will have another podcast for you with the amazing Ken Weber and all about our trip to the Paris flea market. So stay tuned. Enjoy your Cafe with Grace, and thanks for listening. I'm Nancy Flaherty from Grace in Paris, Hidden Gems with Grace.
Thank you for joining us at the Cafe with Grace. If you want to know more about finding hidden gems, go to hiddengemswithgrace.com and subscribe to our newsletter, or join us on our next trip as we explore more hidden gems with Grace.